Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat Shalom, Koholayim La, Albanawa, Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rechachordash, double honors to our elder apostles and elder bishops of Great Millstone who rule well. Salutations to the Akim out there on the highways and the byways. Salutations to the hopeful elect. Salutations to you speckled birds, you Israelite foreigners. And shalom to the Akwaf, sitting and listening in silence as the scriptures say to do so. Okay, this is your brother Amoff Your Eyes from Yahweh, back at it again with another beautiful lesson to the power and spirit of Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai. And as you can see on the screen right now, we're going to go into the slave patrol, man. Okay, which is now called the police. Okay, but back then when it first was formed, it was called the slave patrol. So let's get this right here real quick. Okay, and Lord willing, this will be edifying to y'all. So it says right here, highlight this for y'all real quick, Salakia. Slave patrols, traditionally known as patrollers, paddy rollers, or paddy rollers by enslaved persons of so-called African descent, but we know that's Israelites. So, by enslaved persons of Hebrew Israelites, were organized groups of armed men who monitored and enforced discipline upon slaves in the U.S., southern states, man. Okay? We're going to dig into that. But before we dig into that, I want to go right here real quick. It says, when were police invented in America? When were police invented in America? So let's click that real quick. Okay? Highlight that for y'all so y'all can see it. And it says right here, the first city police services were established in Philadelphia in 1751, Richmond, Virginia in 1807, Boston in 1838, and New York in 1845. The U.S. Secret Service was founded in 1865 and was for some time the main investigate body for the federal government. Okay. So that's basically what the slave patrol was basically formed into, the police, okay? Basically the police, okay? Now let's go ahead and dig into this slave patrol real quick. Let's go to the Wikipedia, okay? Because if I'm not mistaken, the first slave patrol, yep, right, says it right here. South Carolina in 1704. That's when the first slave patrol was created in South Carolina in 1704. Okay, so let's read a little bit of this, and Lord willing, I mean, technically, you can go ahead and just put in slave patrol in Google, and you can get this article off of Wikipedia yourself. So I'm not going to put it in the description box, because y'all can go look this up for yourself. But let's read this a little bit. All right, it says slave patrols, traditionally known as patrollers, patty rollers or paddy rollers by enslaved persons, Hebrew Israelites, were organized groups of armed men who monitored and enforced discipline upon slaves in the U.S. Southern states. So let's see. It's going to click up. Okay, so those states right there, as you can see, West Virginia, Maryland, Delaware, Virginia, North Carolina, South Carolina, Georgia, Florida, Kentucky, Tennessee, and so forth. Texas, Louisiana, Mississippi, Alabama, so forth. These are the southern states. Okay, these are the southern states. Okay, and it says right here, the slave patrol's function was to police enslaved persons, especially those who escaped or who were viewed as I ain't even gonna try, but y'all see it right there, that word right there. They also formed river patrols to prevent escape by boat. Esau wasn't trying to let up, man. All right, it says right here, Salakia, policing the movements of so-called black people, which were Israelites. Slave patrols were explicit in their design to empower the white population. So it was basically to keep order structured, man. Basically to oppress Jake and to uplift these Edomites. They were first established in South Carolina in 1704. Like I said, they were established in South Carolina. And it gives you more about it right here. Let's read a little bit of it. All right, it says slave patrols first began in South Carolina in 1704, spread throughout the 13 colonies. Spread throughout the 13 colonies. And as you saw right here, if I'm not mistaken, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 13 colonies right here. I probably counted a couple twice, but 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 13 colonies right here. The southern states. Or Salakia. I might be wrong. I think the 13 colonies was Salakia. I think the 13 colonies had something to do with on this side, if I'm not mistaken. So forgive me if I'm wrong on that. I can't, matter of fact, let me see here real quick. 13 colonies, let's look it up real quick. So I don't want to give y'all no wrong information. I don't want to be looking like no damn idiot. So, all right. The 13 main colonies, okay, Virginia, Massachusetts, so like I said, so basically 13 colonies will be basically the East Coast, starting on this side. So let me read them real quick, just to give you the correct edification. Virginia, Massachusetts, Rhode Island, Connecticut, New Hampshire, New York, New Jersey, Pennsylvania, Delaware, Maryland, North Carolina, South Carolina, and Georgia. Okay, those are the 13 original colonies. All right, but let's drop back down here. Slave patrols first began in South Carolina in 1704 and spread throughout the 13 colonies, lasting well beyond the American Revolution as the population of enslaved Israelites, people bombed, especially with the invention of the cotton gin. Okay, and that's the cotton gin. And Jake made it. We already know Jake made it. And we ain't, come on now. So did the fear of resistance and uprisings by the enslaved. Okay, that's all I'm going to read on that. Y'all can go back and read it yourself. Let's get some scriptures, man. But I'm going to leave this up. So if you want to read it on the screen, you can. Let's get some scriptures. All right, so let's go to Deuteronomy chapter 32. Bear with me, Israel. Deuteronomy chapter 32, starting off at verse 5, and it reads this. They have corrupted themselves. Their spot is not the spot of his children. They are perverse and crooked generation. Do ye thus requite Yahweh Bahashim Yahweh Shah, O foolish people and unwise? Is not he thy father that have brought thee? Have not he made thee and established thee? So our people went astray, man. Our people became a perverse nation, man, for being disobedient to Yahweh Bahashim Yahweh Shah. And so we had to go through stuff like this, man. Okay, slave patrols, which is now is the police, man. Which is now the police, man. Okay. Salakia, which is now the police, as you see right there. Okay, verse 7. Remember the days of old. Consider the years of many generations. Ask thy father, and he will show thee. Thy elders, and they will tell thee. And that's right, man. So we're supposed to remember what we went through, man. We're not supposed to forget about our history, man. Okay, and especially this hardcore bondage that Esau Edom put us through, man. Mainly it was from Yahweh Bahashim Yahweh Shah, but Yahweh Bahashim Yahweh Shah used Esau Edom to do it, man. Okay, point blank period, man. Yahweh Bahashim Yahweh Shah used Esau Edom to do it, man. And he had no mercy upon us, man. None whatsoever, man. Okay? And as you see right here, it says who invented the police? Sir Robert Peel. The idea of professional policing was taken by Sir Robert Peel when he became Home Security in 1822. Peel's, if I'm saying his name wrong, who gives a shit? He's an Edomite. Peel's Metropolitan Police Act 1829 established a full-time, professional, and centrally organized police force for the Greater London area known as the Metropolitan Police. And what do they call the police in D.C.? What do they call the police in D.C.? Metropolitan Police, Department of District of Columbia. That's what they call the police in D.C., man. Metropolitan Police, man. But let's keep on going. All right, this is Micah chapter 2, verse 10. Arise ye and depart, for this is not your rest, because it is polluted. It shall destroy you, even with a sore destruction. And as we read in the slave patrollers, man. As a matter of fact, let's go back to that real quick, because I want to. As we read in the slave patrollers, man, their main thing was to uplift the so-called white race and keep Jake base, man. Keep Jake below them, man. That was the main reason for them making the slave patrol, man, to oppress Jake, man. To furthermore push those draconian laws, man. You know, doesn't this look familiar to you? Okay, a cop badge and a slave patroller badge. What does that say at the bottom? Runaway slave patrol, plantation police, runaway slave patrol, South Carolina, man. Come on, man. Look. Deputy Sheriff, Riverside County, runaway slave patrol. Doesn't that resemble the same thing? The slave patrol is nothing but the new police, man. That's all it is, man. Period. Look. So Micah chapter 2, verse 10 again, and it reads this. Arise ye and depart, for this is not your rest, because it is polluted. It shall destroy you, even with a sore destruction, man. And that's Esau's plan, man, to destroy the nation of Israel, man. Okay? Everything, man. It's just to destroy us, man. Okay? And those are those unrighteous decrees. Matter of fact, let's get this real quick. Because this is an unrighteous decree against our people, man. So this is Wisdom of Solomon chapter 2, starting off at verse 10. Let us oppress the poor righteous man. Let us not spare the widow, nor reverence the ancient gray hairs of the age. Let our strength be the law of justice. Let our strength be the law of justice, for that which is feeble is found to be nothing wroth. So, man, look, man, it was orchestrated for them to bring forth these afflictions upon our people, man, to continually oppress our people, even in so-called having a delusion, okay, of freedom, man, okay, which nobody is free, man. Why do you think the birth certificate is established? Why do you think Social Security is established, man? Everybody has a number for them being a slave, man, a possession, okay, period, man. Matter of fact, let's read this. Okay, because this was Esau's MO to do this to us, man. This is Isaiah chapter 10, verse 1. Woe unto them that decree unrighteous decrees. And haven't Esau been doing that since we've been under his foot? Declaring all these unrighteous executive orders, legislations, and all that. Hasn't he been pushing those? And he's pushing them harder right now. Okay, he's bringing forth his draconian measures right now, his draconian laws. Woe unto them that decree unrighteous decrees, and that write grievousness which they have prescribed, to turn aside the needy from judgment. Okay, there's no righteous judgment for the needy, man, of our people. We're the most, we're the only nation that needs salvation, man, redemption, man, that needs help, and we don't get righteous judgment, man. We continue to get oppressed more and more, man. To turn aside the needy from judgment, and to take away the right from the poor of my people, the nation of Israel, man. That widows may be their prey. That widows may be their prey. They put the woman over us, man. Okay, they've given the woman so many advantages, privileges, necessities, goodies, man, to make sure that they're always going to be above us, man. And that they may rob the fatherless. And that's right, man. Our children are fatherless, man. You know, first and foremost to the curses, but also, you know, for that feminist movement, man. And to make our nation the face of it, man. To tell our nation of women that they don't need us, man. When that's completely off, man. Okay, the man brings structure to the household, balance, man. Righteous judgment, man. And amongst other things, man. Order, man. But let's close out here. Because this is pissing me off just even going into this, man. So this is Haggai chapter 2. Haggai chapter 2, a very powerful book, even though it's only 2 chapters. Haggai chapter 2, verse 22. And I will overthrow the throne of kingdoms, and I will overthrow the throne of kingdoms, and I will destroy the strength of the kingdoms of the heathen, and I will overthrow the chariots and those that ride in them, and the horses and their riders shall come down, everyone by the sword of his brother. So judgment is at hand, man. Okay, so Lord willing, I hope and I pray that this is edifying to the hopeful elect. Never forget, man, what this cave gorilla put us through, man. So with that, I'm just going to say, Koholayim La, Al-Banawa, Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim Rakakwadash, Wa Abba Baba, Shalom, Barakatah. Love y'all, Israel.